This thing is being ridiculous. I bet you it's going to be insane. All right, let's share the screen. And here we are at the Super Bowl. Whew. All right, so I didn't get to do the AFC Championship like I wanted to. So let's just do the Super Bowl here. Baltimore gets the ball first now. Based on what we saw last time, you got to find ways to negate plays and play a little bit smarter. One of the key things that stood out to me last week was in that key end of the game, last second play, right? San Francisco runs the football while the clock is not San Francisco, Seattle runs the football while the clock's running down. And then he hot routes, or not hot routes. I'm not even saying the right words here. He no huddles from that into another play. And, there's it's sort of like his last second chance to bomb the ball downfield. I feel like if you're San Francisco, you don't be afraid to call a timeout there. So you got to be a little bit smarter in your play calling, because he almost lost his chance at the Super Bowl because he left a one-on-one deep, and you never want to leave one-on-one plays deep in those jump ball situations when the guy needs 50 yards, because he needed a touchdown to score. So let's come out. Obviously, TBJ, Lamar Jackson, this Ravens team is looking to run the football. So second play of the game. TBJ's gone. There's a spin. TBJ, the 97, probably 98 speed at this point, running back. Went from hurt season 2, a good chunk of that season 2. Kind of took over the lead back role season 3. Alex Collins was shipped off to the Indianapolis Colts. So now you see Quentin Nelson, star guard, probably one of the league's better guards and probably the game's best guard in terms of franchise alignment throughout the series. So definitely a big pickup, and no surprise here as he comes out heavy tight ends. Lamar drops back now. He does have a late post, and it's not free but a flag. I'm not commentating. Let me chill. I'm not commentating. For some reason, for like 2 seconds there, I was thinking about commentating. I need to chill there. This isn't a commentary of the game. This is a in-depth review. So let me chill. I think I was just approaching the wrong mindset. So I like that though, right? So what he did there, 2 big runs, comes out in a run-heavy formation, tries to catch him overcommitting. That's Ravens' game, right? Is he doesn't want to come out here and throw the football 35 times. His goal is to get you to overcommit to the run. Once you overcommit to the run, come out in some – now, and he doesn't just come out in a pass formation. He did a smart there, right? He came out in a run-heavy looking formation. I think there was 1 wide receiver on the field. And then no play action, just drops back. And sometimes it's good to not call play action because, 1, of how inconsistent play actions can be. And 2, with a guy like Lamar, you want to just instantly – you want to be able to control the running back or the quarterback as soon as possible. So let's see here. Man, 3 wide receiver set, 2nd and 12. Good toss there. I think that's just a part of playing patient. Came out and saw nickel. He faked the hot route to the left side, if you guys saw that. Trying to give you as many ideas that a pass is coming, and something to remember. And this is something that kind of transitions from real football versus just Madden. Is you got to make your pass plays look like run plays. You got to make your run plays look like pass plays. So that means if you're calling the mic on your pass protections, then that means you need to be out there calling the mic when it's a run play. You can't be having any tells. Oh, there's the drag. He doesn't throw it late, but interesting. So good patience there on 3rd and 10. You see there, he dropped cover 3. That's kind of the staple of this Niners defense. He had that drag, but situational football. He tested the user there. Looks like he didn't follow the late cross across the middle, and that's a benefit that Natural has probably over everybody else in the league because of how talented that offensive line is. So we go 1st and 10. We're back to 2 tight end set. We just want to run. We just want to run the football. I mean, that's just so much speed to deal with. The stretch is deadly. The dive is deadly. We're already at 43 yards on the first drive. Pretty easy. And what you're doing is you're seeing Niners kind of hop back and forth. He's done four-man fronts. He's done 3-man fronts. He's done 5-man fronts. He's played nickel. No matter what he does, he's caught in that like middle ground. He can't play the pass, can't play the run well at all. So now he's stacked the box here. No surprise on 1st and 10. Run. And that's the Naturals game. Just run the football. So he likes his 3 deep. 3 deep is pretty solid for stopping the run in Madden. It's kind of the staple. Most folks you'll see running out of 3-4 odd, but solid in other places. We're back to a 3 tight end set. 2nd and 3. I feel like you're just going to keep playing muscle. I mean, look at all this movement. Snap the football. There you go. He gets the offset, and that should be a touchdown. If you saw there, like, if you're San Francisco there, right, you got to call the timeout. You're in there. You have linemen over. And I think I may have touched on this last video, which is sometimes, and I don't know if that was the case here, but sometimes when you're a 3-4 team and then you go into a nickel or 4-3 and you start doing hot routes, it like doesn't play the ends right because it recognizes them as linebackers. So you gotta make sure that your hot route or your audibles and your changes on defense are on point. And if you're in a bad spot, just call a timeout. I mean, holding Naturals to a field goal here would be huge, but instead, all this mayhem's going on. He ends up with the strong side of the run being like 2 gaps wide open, and then Natural wastes no time. So big drive for Baltimore to come out and just run the football, do what he wants to do. That's what you want to do in the Super Bowl. You want to come out and your first drive, there's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of pressure. You just want to come out and knock it out. So last week we saw this. He motioned out that wide receiver to the left side out a ton and ran that flood to Stills. Let's see if that's something that – well, I'll be damned. Ooh, interesting cut there. That was a huge cut. Wow. Jesus. No, I did not see this game live. I saw a couple plays. I caught a good chunk of the second half. That was kind of an incredible cut on the draw. But that goes, looking at Niners, that goes exactly back to what we talked about. Last game, he motioned out and he was running flood. This was a run play, specifically a draw, which is meant to look a pass, and he did the same motion action that he does whenever he does the pass. The more you make it look like the same play up until the snap occurs, the more you're going to keep the defense in a bad position. I think that was a big reason why that draw worked out. Is one, because of the fact that he motioned it out, made it look like that flood from last week that he did over and over again. And then 2, when he snapped the ball, the draw automatically makes it look like a pass. So I like it. It's a mental battle early here. Here comes the motion inside zone we talked about last time. He threw that against Seattle as well. Now this is going to be a lot different built team because the Seahawks are built defensively to stop the pass. I mean, he dominated with his user basically the last 2 seasons, but this Ravens team is built to stop the run. I mean, they got Tim Williams, they got Brandon Graham, you got C.J. Mosley, so you got to stretch him out. Here we got cover 2. He's probably going to look for the post here. It's not going to be there. He fills the middle. That's a blitz. So you see what he did is Mosley dropped deep. Don't know if that was hot routed to play the post, and he took the yellow on the right side and filled the middle of the field to take up any digs and things like that. Smart play on the user there. I think in these games you can't just bank on a post beating cover 2, and you definitely aren't going to have as much time in the pocket as he does. So huge stand there, but not without its win on San Francisco. I get you got away with a punt, but you did move the football. You would have liked to see him go back to the run, but the draw was a nice play. Don't give up on it. Keep running the football when you get the ball back. If you can run the ball against him, your life is going to be a lot easier than if you're not running the ball against him. Here's nothing. You got Foster lined up over a linebacker. The pistol. We go play pass. Does he beat him? Wow. Just a straight up seam route against the cover 3, but it takes a lot of balls to throw that ball. Theoretically, it shouldn't be open, but he maybe got a speed mismatch. I don't know exactly where we're up the roster. It's like, look here. I don't know if he won't show it again. His cover 3 was a little off with who was playing the deep blue. Like the guy that was lined up deep wasn't the guy actually playing the deep blue. That happens sometimes when you hot route, sometimes when you flip the play. It won't adjust who's playing where. And you got to make sure, especially right here outside the red zone, that you don't get caught making, bad decisions and getting yourself exposed on defense. Make sure every play is the best possible thing to have. Shift right. Sherman's the edge there, and he backs up 10 yards, and that'll be down on the 1. But, these are the strong side. Actually, wasn't technically the strong side of the run. Got to make sure you're not giving up your edges, right? That's another thing. Is he shifted in across? Really handed him the edge there, I think. And this is what Natural wants. He wants you to give him the edge. Life is just so much easier if he can run outside. So see what the move is here for the Ravens. A little handoff. And he gets stuffed. Gio Bernard, not exactly the Alex Collins that you normally would see from previous Ravens Super Bowl runs, but he didn't lose yards, so that's good. It's when you just got to play to your team's strengths. If we're talking about a strategy standpoint, there's no reason to deviate from what works for you. Most guys are going to run man here. Very interesting for him to come out and play that most people run zone here. Interesting for him to come out and run man. Something worth considering if he wants to run a little play pass, but he's going to have extra protection for that. He goes fullback dive and he'll get his score. So most folks are not going to run that on the goal line. Maybe on the 1, sure. And he is coming out in super run heavy formations versus guys that like to have 2 receivers out there, and then you run zone, you get spread out a ton. 14-0. That's tough because it's not like he's come out and made a ton of mistakes, but the mistakes so far have been giving up the outside on the run, not aligning. You have to come out and get roasted by the pass before you get roasted by the run with this team. I know Lamar put up great numbers, but he put up great numbers because guys were getting completely overwhelmed. You really have to find a way to stuff that offense up. So I mentioned last time on a drive, I want him to run the football still. But you got to find what works for you. Get creative. Don't run too many things. So here's a 3 running back set. Nice little play there. Does he pitch? He does. That's not bad. And you're getting him off his normal. What you do when you do these things, especially early in the game, is guys have their plays that work well. They know it works well for them. If you come out and have early running success, you can get them away from what they are ready to do. It didn't work for them on defense. The Ravens have come out and run the football well. They're already up 2 scores, but we'll see. Let's see if he's patient here. He's going to make a play change. He hot routes to a run. I don't know how I feel about that. Felt a little rushed. I felt like he may have had him in man, may have had some advantages, maybe on the drag there, but it looks like he switched to cover 2 after the hot route. So I'll never hate a run, but 14-0 now at the end of the first quarter, you do have to kind of find ways to throw the football. Last week, him and Seattle both really struggled to throw the football against each other. I need you to use some of Goodwin's speed. I need you to get creative with your passing offenses. So is this cross drag? Yeah, that's not going to work, man. It's just not going to work against anybody that knows what they're doing. Followed it extremely well. Not having that backdoor. So what he did is he hot routed the tight end to a streak instead of sending him to the backdoor drag. And if you don't have the backdoor drag, then there's nothing for stopping the entire line from overcommitting. That's the whole point. If you get all the linebackers to overcommit to that one side, then you have the backdoor drag. That's something that the Colts run a ton. Is little 1-2. You have 2 options. I'm either going here, I'm going there. And very often there, it's a crossing route with a backdoor drag. It's a big red zone play. I know he didn't run in the red zone, but you take away your backdoor drag, then everybody's going to flow to the play side of your eyes. And what do you what are you attracting them away from? Another thing we talked about last time was also like we're talking about bench routes and mesh and some other things is like those plays, they don't have late developing routes. Like in mesh, right? You have the two crossers and then he audibled one of the corners to the go. So you had two go and two drags. So if the drags aren't there for the read and you look late to the goes, those aren't going to be open because the safeties have recovered and played where they need to play. So now you just have two players running towards the sideline short, and then you have two players running farther away from you and nothing in the middle of the field. Like you need like a late dig, a late something, you're running clear out routes, but there's nothing that they're clearing out for because the drags have already finished their thing. Anyways, smart play there by Lamar, by Natural. They rotated out of the cover too high, so I could see why he didn't go post. But if you saw, there's that dude on the left side, and we talked about this a long time ago with the Natural, where he tried to test that little throw to the sideline over the corner, and it got picked off. So that time he just decides to use the speed, take it down, live to fight another day. 3 linebacker set, hand off to TBJ on third down, easy day. 3 tight end set. I like that because it made his third down better. So that second down run, instead of forcing you getting picked, he just took what he could get, and then he trusted his run game to move the chains. That's where you need to live here. So I know what happens here, so I'm not going to say anything, but, it's unfortunate. That's what happens, man. The safety's real fast. I mean, he was playing a purple, but he jumped up and grabbed it. I'm not a big fan of those kind of plays to the wrong side of the quarterback. I feel like you really have to run those flats to the strong hand side of the quarterback. But he ran it left there, and it didn't work out for him. So you want as much space as possible as well. You don't want to control that. I think that was to the near side of the field. You really want that flat to develop late and have a long, a lot more time to make the decision to throw it before he gets to the sideline. He kind of forced that one there. And also more field means the further you could stretch that purple zone out. With that being on the sideline, the purple zone can play the flat and the corner route on the flood. So it was just a bad throw. It's not like to break down too much, but he definitely saw him a little late. And I don't know if the animation of like him turning away, like having to turn all the way around because he's right-handed throwing across his body to his left. But either way, wipe it off, come out, get a big run. That's exactly what you want to see is like, all right, I made a mistake. That's cool. Let's just go back to what was working. We're at 100 yards and 12, 13 minutes. It's all right to throw a pick when you're up 14-0. There's not even like much detail to break down. It's just hope your guys get block sheds against the Ravens, man. You don't know if he's going dive, toss, stretch, backdoor. Best thing to do is just be able to grind the ball out on offense, keep him limited. The least amount of drives he has he has in order to make a chance to score, the better off you're going to be. If you can negate. If you give him 10 to 15 drives a game, maybe even more, you're in trouble. 2nd and 6. Got a weird animation, but he got positive yards, so it's going to put us in 3rd and 3. And this is a deadly thing to do against a guy like Lamar, is because he can beat you with his legs, so he is more than happy to send deep routes. And if you don't account for those deep late crossers, you could be in trouble. So that's what I'm looking for from here for Natural, is to try. He's done a good job of picking apart the zone to this point. I could see a run, but I think just trusting the legs. Oof. He goes at Sherman and Foster's side on the little post concept here. I mean, it was open, and he did get a weird animation with that catch. You'd like to see them sit down. Maybe that's something for Madden 20. It's like I'm here. I'm open. It's third down. Let me just sit down and take my yards instead of like trying to catch it on the run. But it is what it is. It wasn't a bad read, so you can't like break it apart. It just happens the hit came out. That's what happens when you throw at Reuben Foster, Richard Sherman. Here we go, counter. Staple of his offense. See, he took my advice. Somebody's watching the video. Spin mode. That's a good counter. So we've noticed that misdirection and then attacking the left side of the Ravens defense has found him a little bit of success in the run game. But what I don't like is when people like, you got that success and then you don't go back to it. Like, continue to do that. Snaps it late, has a late drag. Does get a yard, but it's tough. Ravens have a really solid team. The guy who made the tackle, Judon, has like 80-something zone, but he's a pass rusher. So a lot of talented players on the team. It's hard to dissect. So well, that gets you in bad shape. I ain't got nothing to say about that either. It works or doesn't work. It's unfortunate. But so 2nd and 14 here. I like this flood on the left. Get your yards back. Go triangle here. There you go. Get your yards back. Don't stress it too much. I like the quick snap. Smart play there. Sense it. You have one guy playing 2 routes. Don't let him adjust. Come out to the line. Quick snap. And get those yards back. 2nd and 14 is 3rd and 8 is way better than 3rd and 14. Let's see what we got dialed up here. Motion a man across. Ooh, he had the corner. Just a bad read there. He had the corner. I'm going to take 1 second, step away while this punt occurs. He had the corner. I like the route combo. Got somebody open. Just got to make the right read. All right, good punt puts us at the 4. So what do I want to do here if I'm San Francisco? Well, I get the ball back in 3.5 minutes. So patience. Once again, use those timeouts. You just had you're like moving the user, switched off. Like just use your timeouts, man. If you feel like you're in a bad play based on the formation, I feel like you really got to be more ready to get out of there because this is a team that you can't really make those little mistakes against. I haven't really had a chance to see what works. Nothing's really stopped the run so far. You're in trouble when he has – if you're thinking that you're going to blitz, he's got Grant, he's got Robbie Anderson, so you really have to play over the top almost every play. So goes after Anderson here. Good pass breakup. Played the flanker drive well. I like that. And Show 2 coming out. It's the second time that he's had a good spot. I mean, he forced a Lamar run earlier by playing Cloud 3 that rotated from cover 2. That's something you got to do at the higher levels in these leagues, is like really smoke screen, you know. I hate to brag, but like I smoke screen the whole season as cover 2, went to the AFC Championship and played cover 0 the whole time. Like all the top guys are going to be watching here. Unlucky. Good coverage there. But that's Lamar, and you have to make that decision, right? Do I want to bring – use that iPad? Sorry, my wife was talking to me. I'm recording something. Do it with the thing. She like wanted to have a full convo. You bomb? My bad. All right. 2-minute warning. Just contain it. 17-7. Definitely want to go in here 21-7, even though you get the ball back. That's obvious. You have to make that decision, though. Do you want to spy him? Do you want to blitz him? If you blitz him, you're leaving your secondary guys out to dry. He's in the play pass. Late throw. I remember I did see that one live. That was just a good read there and a good throw. It's kind of one of his staple go-tos. He runs a lot when you run man against him, which is controversial, but it is a really talented or a really good play. Not talented, but really good play. Go back to the toss here. Three Sam will blitz. Can't say I run that one much. We've got no pressure on Lamar. He's been able to run everywhere. I think. Oh, I got to fill out this thing for a code. Sorry, something came up on Twitter. Wow, I really am not going to get this, are I? Well, I'm over here tripping, man. I took a whole break to talk. Oh. I'm an idiot, and I'm over here bullshitting on this freaking stream. Oh my God, it is Byron Hansford. I'm an idiot. Okay. Damn it. I had the name. Sorry, somebody popped up with the thing for codes. And I'm an idiot. Okay. I totally just ruined this whole video because I'm an idiot. But it's a long video. Held him to 3. Toss crack. Fuck, man. I get one beer in me and I'm tripping. Okay, here we go. 2nd and 6. You're down 10 points. I ran a little bit of this last time. In the box there. Play the corner. So that's kind of the staple of his offense. I never throw corners. I don't know how you guys throw so many corners. Same. I mean, it is cover 2. Get my head back in this game. Somebody tweeted for a Madden code, and since I don't get no love. Damn, he's doing them again. Damn, I'm so late. All right, whatever. All these Matico stuff right in the middle of my game. I'm getting all these tweet notifications. It was Trident Holiday for dude releasing them. Either way, here we go. This is a good drive here. I should really go back and watch this drive. I really ought to. But really, I mean, the corner route was a big part of it. Now you're in 3rd and 3. What do you run here? Runs left have had some success, but not in this situation. Looks like you have man across the board. You got to go McKinnon here. See, that's what happens when you get too much adjusted, man. You had man and you had a slant. Like, you come out in that formation, dude. That's such a headache. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm sorry. We're gonna go back here. I don't know if you could see my mouse, but what you see on the right side here, 3 receivers. Well, 2 receivers and a tight on the right, and they are manned up. There's not a person over top. You are in 100% man here, which means these blitzers are coming. Stills is on the slant. McKinnon's on the flat. You literally just have to throw to one of them. Like, snap the football. You have him. You have him. Why would you run right? He's got a man on the edge and 3 guys against 3 blockers. Like, and then a free man in Mosley. You've got the fact that why send Stills out, then give him a chance to hop in the zone here. Oh, my God, what a horrible decision. And then you had the play. Oh, you had the play. That's the play that gets you back into this game right now, is that play. You got man and you had a man beater on the field. Snap the football, run the play, trust it. Just trust it, you know what I'm saying? Even if he plays a slant, you're probably going to have McKinnon on the flat. Now you come out, he's in zone, crossing routes, like. Nobody's falling for play action on 3rd and 8. So let's talk about that too. I'm sorry, Niners. I know I'm ripping into you right now. You did go undefeated. Let me chill here. Oh, my God. I almost died. I drink, man. Wrong pipe went up my nose. I hope you didn't hear that. I was struggling. Ugh. Oh, my God. That drink went up the wrong pipe completely. Or down the wrong pipe. Oh, my gosh. First and foremost, you had the right play against the right coverage. I'm sure you feel that now. You got to call that football. I'm not going to rush you anymore. But second, nobody's falling for play action. You're only hurting yourself by having play action in those scenarios. There's that late cross. Does he throw it? No, he throws it away. It's the first time he's guarded a late cross well. And I think that might be a result of the fact that there were only 3 routes. But good pressure. Way to sniff out the play action there and not get caught too overboard. That's what he's trying to do, which is just good football, man. He's just coming out. He doesn't want to make mistakes. We don't have an interception yet. We do. We had the pick 6 by him, but since then he's been pretty perfect. Nice read there. Patient reads. I love this. I love passes out of run formation. Everybody feels like they have to pass out of either the gun or it's got to be play action. Like to come out and just have run heavy formations and then have a 5-7 step drop and throw the football. That's going to keep you on your toes. Way to fill the gaps and get people outside there. Oh, the first time stretch got stopped. Keep that in your bank. You stopped it. Might be worth keeping cover 2 out there. 2nd and 9. Oh man, my heart still hurts for that play. You had him in man, and he was committed to it. He was committed until you made 4 adjustments, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm probably not going to be in a good spot here." It's triple optioning him. No. Well, we out of there. And I'm sniffing out all the plays. Tony Romo. He said he knew what plays I was going to call him out for. I wonder what he was thinking. I mean, I think defensively he's played a good game, the Ravens, so far. It's been, you give up a couple big runs, but he's been locked down in the red zone. 1st and 10 here. At least we're not scrambling, making a ton of adjustments. Yeah, that's dive bounce for you. It's unfortunate. Another big gain. That hopefully will be gone from Madden 20. I drank this and I almost choked on it. It almost came out of my nose. It was insane. All on recorded. Okay. I wonder if he does that on purpose, but it almost looks like he did it earlier when TBJ got the ball. He ended up getting wrapped up by Foster in the backfield, but it's dive, and there's like the dip looks like he's about to go outside, like he's about to bounce out again, like he has before. If that's intentional, I like that because I won't do that. I never like fake it and then hit back the normal standard A gap. Big toss formation here. But he goes with tight end angle, and he hits the angle. Nice and simple. He knows at this point that the pressure's coming to fill gaps, and the pressure's coming to stop him from having all day to throw. So a quick, simple, clear out slant, followed up by the angle route by the tight end, gets him the first down. That's a big play. Because now, you see, it's settling in, right? We're late in the game. That's the second time he stopped stretch with cover 2. I hope he's putting that down in his head. That's good, but now you have to find ways to still run cover 2, but not let Lamar have all day. Because cover 2, you're either going to give up the deep middle or Lamar's going to take off for a bunch of yards. Or you get dusted by late crossing routes or corners. So let's see what we have here. 3 tight ends sit out of the gun. We're going to go hand off to TBJ, big stuff. That's 2 big stuffs in a row. Now, unfortunately, probably going to give up points here. But let's see what he goes at here. Dime. See if I'm running dime versus natural. I'm blitzing. 3rd and 11. This is halfback wheel with a hot route. Oh, I remember this one. Hot routed the dig to a slant and just let it ride right in front of the cover 3. That's got to back up to play the post. It's good play design, but halfback wheel. Bleh. All right, here we go. Come down in the red zone. Why would you slide away from the strong side? Thank you. Let's not gift yards here. Let's not gift yards here. Like, you could pinch because of the nature of the play that you're playing, but don't shift away from the strong side of the run. I would say trust your, and that's the downside about his trade is that backside guard that he's running behind is Quinn Nelson. It's not some scrub, you know. So it is unfortunate you do get caught in a catch 22. But look at this, right? Both both tackles are completely uncovered right now. So you're just gonna have free touchdowns. Look at that. Look, both tackles and the guard's outside shoulder are completely uncovered. And then you have a tight end double team on this guy. You have your lead blocker, which is going to fill the gap. So look, they crash. You have this hole to go through, or as it will probably rotate off of this guy. I'm sorry if you can't see my mouse, but basically you have the A gap, which looks wide the fuck open. It's going to get filled because the left tackle doesn't get a good block, or the left guard doesn't get a good block. That's okay because you had the lead blocker on Richard Sherman coming off the edge. And now, I mean, seriously, he could have gone any gap here. That wasn't a chance. That's the second touchdown out of the 3 that have been scored for Baltimore, where San Francisco has burnt himself by having not enough men on the line of scrimmage or not being shifted correctly. And that'll win or lose you a game because that could have been 3. And I wasn't even looking at the alignment for some of the big runs in the beginning of the game that CBJ broke off. So now it's only a 14-point game. There's plenty of time. So don't come out here, throw a pick, refuse to run the football. I know it's tough because you're just every time it seems you give him the football, he just drives on your ass and scores. I know that's tough, but you gotta trust yourself. You've been a defensive team all year. Now he wants to throw the flat. Oh my gosh, he would have had 6 earlier. So this is what we're talking about, that panicking. Like you're limiting yourself. Another thing I've noticed is he hasn't used Goodwin as a deep threat in any capacity. It's a big pass. I'd like to see him using Goodwin. But it's kind of hard. He hasn't been able to get in rhythm. He's thrown 8 passes for 3 quarters. Natural does a good job at getting you off the ball. You're just not playing your game. You're just stuck playing defense all game long. And then you feel like your offensive chances are few and far between. You don't realize you still have 10 minutes left. You have a whole fourth of the game left. And we're going to completely abandon the run. Oh, that's a pick. Oh. Oof. That's got to hurt. That's got to hurt the soul. I would apologize for my halftime antics there. I thought I was going to get myself a Madden code. All right. 3rd and 10. X is open. Not a shot. What route is that? Deep fork? That's an interesting one. You got out the corner. You just got to make a read. Did he back up? Let's look at that one again. So he's coming down, running a quick out, then a corner, and then a post. Yeah, he had some room in the pocket. He definitely had room to step up, backed up a bit. It's something I noticed at the gate. You're rushing 3. They're going to really play around the edge. Got to step up and give yourself time. So I'm going to stop this. I get that there's almost an entire quarter left, but it didn't get much better. So what I want to break down here is the key reasons why Baltimore won this game. One, he stayed on offense. Not giving San Francisco the opportunity to score throughout the game was huge. I mean, one touchdown through three quarters, and it was on the pick six. So fantastic job there on defense. Run the football well, but I think that it was part because Baltimore is just a dominating rushing offense. It presents such a threat. But really, I think the key came from bad alignment and bad decision making. We did see cover two kind of stop the stretch a little bit, but other than that, there wasn't much going for him. And even when he needed a play on defense, he was putting himself in bad spots with his alignment. I mean, look at it right now. I mean, we're at 17-31. No timeouts were spent. Did he even spend timeouts in the first half? I mean, I can check here. 3 timeouts. You didn't call a timeout the entire game. You have 6. So you're saving them, but what are you saving them for? You know what I'm saying? I get that. You may want them at the end of the half or whatever, but you didn't use any timeouts, and they're given to you. So use them. If you're in a bad play or you feel kind of weird about a play or in a bad hot route, call a timeout. I think that's a huge part of what happened as well. And then just not taking advantage on offense. Little errors. He did some good things early with the draw. He did some things early with the motion out to make it look, that was a draw play, a couple big counter runs, but that wasn't a consistent run game, which is tough, credit to the natural there. Got away from it. He ran that motion zone thing once, and then he didn't go back to it. That could be because he felt like he was scouted. So I feel that you may want to, if the defense knows it's coming, you can't really throw them off the scent too much, but also don't get away with what made you go 16-0. At this point, you're 18-0. You're trying to go 19-0 on the season. You're there for a reason. Don't get caught up in the mystifying Ravens that have made 4 straight Super Bowls. Like, it's okay. Like, he's human. He makes mistakes. He's going to pick up on your stuff, but that doesn't mean you have to go away from it and try things that you've never done before. And then finally, the quarterback play and just mental errors. You came out, caught him in man. You got to run that play when you have an advantage. Don't make too many changes. And then on that last sack, he really needed a score that we saw, or a big play, a first down, and he just dropped back 2 back. Understanding that when you have 3 coming, that you should sit in the pocket. As you move the pocket backwards, you're allowing the contained defenders to really release off of their tackles, and then you're running for your life. So being more patient. So that was it. Good game, guys. Good win by the natural. That's 2 Super Bowls for him. So well done. I'll see you guys in Madden 20.